Oh, look, I got one. Look at this. What? It's so cool. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, yeah. There's three.
That's what those look like. Those are gonna prep out really nice. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Elley Knows Rocks. Today I am standing in Fossil Lake Safari, and I am going to be looking for fish fossils. I'm going to be breaking open these awesome layers of limey stone in order to expose these wonderful fish fossils. We are looking for over 20 different species of fish fossils today, including stingrays, some vertebrates, some lizards, little coprolites. So we have a ton of fish poop, I've heard. As you can see, I'm already filthy. You're gonna join me on this adventure and coming down to this journey. We're gonna talk with Matt, who is the current owner of this area, and he's gonna tell us a little bit about what's going on. There's a ton of people out digging today. We're gonna go see what they've found, as well as I've heard there's somebody else out here doing videos because they come look for fossils extremely often. So that's gonna be cool to chat with him. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. Let's go see what we crack open. Hey guys! We're on our way, we're on a dirt road, we're following the explicit directions from the website. Here's the third cattle guard. If the first cattle guard was considered number one. Hopefully. So we're nowhere near 8 miles yet. But we're gonna find fishies! We're gonna do it! I wanna find a stingray and a lizard. What do you wanna find?
I want to find a lizard and a fishy.
We're gonna find them. Gotta keep my eyes on the road. Guys, this is going to be amazing. Look at that. See that? On their sign, we're gonna find one of those today. We're gonna find a stingray. Hey guys, I am here with Matt, and he is going to tell us a little bit about the Fossil Lake Safari Quarry.
Yes, so this quarry here, 52 million years ago, this area was part of a giant lake called Fossil Lake. It's about 1,500 square miles. The sediments here have some of the best preserved fossils in the world. They've been commercially collecting fossil fish from these beds for almost 100 years now, and this particular quarry has been active for about 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere back here is where the original wall of the quarry was.
So this is where it started, and you've moved that much back in 40 years.
Yeah, that's 40 years of work. Previous owner Rick Hebden was a sheep herder growing up. Saw a fossil fish on the ground. He's like, oh, that's interesting. I think I can make a living collecting these. So that's
cool.
how he got his start.
What did you originally use it for? Was it just primary fossils for museums? Or?
So most of the quarries around here have traditionally made their income from mining the fossils for sale. Most of the more spectacular pieces end up going to museums. A number of the quarries in more recent years have been transitioning over to tourism, where they allow people to come up and spend a day digging for a fee.
Awesome. What's the most expensive fossil to come out of here?
So there's been quite a few
and point to where it came from.
Yeah. There's been a lot of really spectacular specimens that have come out of this quarry over the years. In fact, if you look at some of the books on the formations, the majority of the pictures in there came from this particular quarry.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's stuff from this quarry in museums all around the world. I think the most spectacular piece to ever come out of this quarry was a 4-foot monitor lizard that was, about that big. I think it was found just about 50 to 100 feet over that way from what I was told.
Wow. So did that come from what they're calling that like 6-foot layer, or was it coming from that 18-inch laminated layer?
Is the bottom 10 feet of this quarry, from the base of the quarry up to the top of that wall, those are the fossil fish layers that are also get referred to the sandwich beds.
What is the best looking rock that people can dig in? What is the color? What are they looking for?
So the stuff out here, it's all good rock.
Okay.
A lot of it is just random. Pick a rock you think looks good and split it, and you split a rock for a while and you're not finding fish, move on. Some rocks I'll split, there'll be 6 fish there. Other rocks you'll split it for a while and there'll be nothing. This is a fairly near shore quarry, shallow water. As you move about 5 miles that way, you're gonna get more into the center of the lake. So this quarry, you have a better chance of getting things that were around the shore like birds and mammals. As you move towards the center of the lake, you'll get bigger fish because it was deeper water.
Okay.
And that's what they'll have that called the 18-inch layer, which is kind of the most famous layer of the Green River Formation. When you split it, you don't see the fossils. They're always under the surface of the rock.
Guys, let me just tell you right now that we're here just to kind of look at the wall. I want to address some of the layers in the actual wall. This is not where you will be digging. This could possibly be a liability issue and a safety issue. And the last thing I want you to do is squish your fingers, your hands, have injuries like me, knock yourself out. You don't want that. So we don't do that here. They remove these big blocks for us and they put them in rows so that we will be able to dig through them on our own.
There's fossil fish throughout here.
All of them. Is there any specific ones that are like better?
There's different layers where you get different concentrations of things, such as there's about 2 feet near the top where you'll get more big fish. There's several mortality layers in here where, like, there's one we call the mud layer. It's almost right in the middle.
Almost clay mud layer looking? That
we call the triash. The mud layer is about 10 inches below that. And that's one of the mass mortality layers. Like, you split that, you're almost always gonna find fish on that layer.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And then the bottom of the quarry, the lowest 2 feet has the highest concentration of stingrays. People, they see these amazing fossils and they figure it must have been some instantaneous event that covered them up, but it was actually a very slow deposition.
The fossil preservation in here is preserving fossils for a period of 4,000 years. And the fossils that we're finding here are about 50 million years old. We could find almost 20 variety of fish, and that doesn't include the invertebrates, the insects, or anything else that possibly was in the layers.
Rock hammers, a couple of chisels.
Okay.
There you go.
And so this is, we don't need anything stronger than this?
No, pretty much everything is with this chisel here. And one of the things we recommend everyone do when they're hitting their chisel is don't hit it like you're...
So you don't do this?
Exactly, because that's a thin chisel. It's very easy to strike a glancing blow and hit your hand. If you hit it like that, it saves your hand. My hand injuries.
Yeah, no, I
have a nice thump lump there. We're not going to do that today.
Now to get our hands dirty, and here are some of the fish that we hope to find. But first we see what a fellow fossil hunter is looking at. They've been here for the past 2 days searching.
Yeah, that's like a perfect split.
Two over there, great place.
Well, I'm Elley, by the way.
I'm Joe.
I'm Joe. That's awesome. I'm Elley Knows Rocks. This is Paleo Joe, guys.
Paleo Joe is a longtime returning customer of this particular mine, and you can find him on Facebook if you'd like to see what he's up to.
The trick with this is always go to the center of the rock.
Oops.
Yep. Usually what you do is you go slow and you follow the crack.
Okay, I'm not good at this.
It takes some getting used to. It's a good rock.
Oh, yeah, no. And so here's a teeny tiny one. Little baby fish.
Yeah, that's a complete the Diplomystus. It's a lot of it's still covered by the rock there, but he's a full fish.
How cute! He's so tiny. There's my first one. He's little bitty. All right, I want another one. This is addicting.
Yes.
Hopefully
There's nothing in it.
nothing.
We got some turds.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a really nice fish there.
Oh, there's a piece of them.
Oh, look. Well, that
Yeah.
was something.
Hell.
Bummer. Kind of rare.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we've only had half a dozen crop teeth found.
We found a crocodile tooth. Oh,
Wow. We're finding the rares today.
That's right.
Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, holy crap.
Look at that. That's
Wow.
a big guy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's nerve ending, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it was a complete specimen, I would never do this.
Okay.
If it was, yeah.
You're still resistant, right?
Wow.
Cool.
Look at that, guys.
That's so neat, though. And then this guy went
Cows.
right over here.
Wow.
How cool. This is a Ferriotis. This is a medium size-ish fish. Wow. How cool. It's got, what's this one? That little one.
That's an idea.
Here's the other half. That's fantastic. That's producing. I'm almost done with this. Almost split it open. That is so cool. To pop open, guys. Okay? Like. Oh, look, I got one.
Oh yeah.
Check it out. Okay, so it's all buried, kind of like yours. What do we think this is, and which way's the head?
So, to me, it looks like the head is down here.
Okay.
And
It would have.
based off what's uncovered, I'm gonna guess it's a small Feriotis.
Okay.
But I can't tell for sure based off that. But that'll clean up really nice.
Oh, cool.
And it'll be very beautiful with this ash layer here.
Oh yeah, just the iron circles and whatnot. I mean, this really cool. I got a good fishy. This is so neat. All right, guys, we're gonna try to prep out. Doug is gonna do this, not me. I'm gonna watch, and then also we're going to try to extract the crocodile tooth from there so we can glue them back together. Just gonna work on it. This is so cool. What are you putting on it?
Paraloid B72. It's what the museums usually use.
So this is a sealant.
It's a sealant.
Okay.
There's a type of plastic we dissolve with acetone, and it permeates the bones and the fossil and holds everything together.
Awesome. Okay. And does it dry pretty quickly, or?
Yeah, due to the acetone, it goes pretty quick. But I'm just gonna do what's exposed right now.
It's professional, guys. We would not be able to do this at home. So this is amazing.
There's our anal fin that just exposed.
Cool. Okay guys, we're gonna leave Doug to finish the fish fossil and extracting it because I don't want to bug him. My nose is like right in what he's doing, and we're gonna go continue looking for fossils. Are we cool, Doug?
We're cool.
Awesome. What Matt has said is you start to split it, you kind of hit it with your hammer, break it open just a little bit to expose what's inside. Whoop! That was very fast. That popped open quickly. We don't have anything inside. That's probably like a copalite, they said. So just a ton of fish poops here. It's fragile. It's pretty fragile. And it's taken me a little bit of a learning curve. The reason that makes it so fragile is because it's slightly laminated, because this was such fine grain when it was deposited. It's more like silt that you find in a lake today. But instead of it being stirred up, because this lake was deep and vast, it got to solidify and bury these fish completely, voiding them of oxygen and preserving them very, very well within the limestone. The best fossils are found when they are void of oxygen as fast as possible and cold. This is what I split open.
So,
Is it under that or is it under that?
if it's there, it's under that side, but I'm not really seeing it continue.
Me neither.
It may just be,
Was it bit off?
maybe.
Oh, how funny. All right, guys, check this out. I'm gonna pop that off of there. Should look really cool. Like, you can see, like, the vertebra is like intact. Oh, here we go. Look at how big that would have been. Oh my gosh. But unfortunately, half of him broke off and he was already missing his head. It's somewhere out here. Candice cracked open her baby fish. How'd you split it?
I was trying to split this and it cracked right in the middle. Look.
Holy crap, you're not kidding. That was
But then I found this one, and then
that's a coke light.
this one's a good one, but I don't know if you can clean them up.
Oh, whoa, but who cares? That's awesome. Poop. Is there anything on the other side?
No.
Oh, darn.
Actually, there's
Oh, there is, but which one do you use? This one or that
that's
one?
far better.
Okay. Is that just because it's bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely showed up on a very busy day, and people seem to be thrilled with their finds.
Y'all having fun?
Are you?
It's a great day, absolutely.
We're having a blast, actually. I'm gonna go over here and check this out for a second. This whole big area is their tailings. These are rocks that have already been processed. They've been dug off from this whole area out here where everybody has been digging, and everything that they don't want gets thrown here. So a lot of this stuff, yeah, it still could have fossils inside of all of this, but the tedious work of going through each one of them to try to find something perfect, something rare is a little bit too much. So that's just left over here. But let's talk a little bit about this amazing geology behind me. And since this lake was so extremely deep, and depending on which area of the lake you were at, this lake was so vast that you have really, really deep areas. And later on in the Eocene, it got extremely cold. And as the fish started to die off, they would sink to the bottom. And it is said that because the lake was so cold, that their swim bladders were not very filled with oxygen. So when they got to the bottom of the lake, sinking in, being void of oxygen, they would then be covered and they wouldn't oxidize. And they were slowly covered with limestone particles from the mountains above. So as the calcium carbonate started to be pulled out of the water and cover over these fish, it then started to compress them, pushing out anything that was in the way, allowing these fish to be completely preserved and not be eaten by other critters or things that were bottom dwellers. And there's also another theory that at the bottom of the lake, in a little bit shallower zones, there was a lot of cyanobacteria that would start to grow. And when fish would die, it would sink to the bottom and the cyanobacteria would cover over them, encasing them perfectly as the cyanobacteria tried to rise to the top to get sunlight and grow. So as it encased the fish, they were then preserved. Critters couldn't get to them because most other critters don't like cyanobacteria. And then that fine silt would fall down on top of the fish, again covering them and preserving them to be compressed over millions of years in order to become fish fossils. Like this guy right here, just sitting there on the ground. This entire area out here, we are at a feed dig site, and you can pay to dig here for 2 hours, 4 hours, or the entire day. All of this information for the Fossil Lake Safari is going to be listed in my description, so you can go to their website and look up all the information that you're going to need in order to dig here yourself. I mean, this has been absolutely amazing so far. We've been out here half the day. We're both filthy, head to toe, and we're pulling out some amazing fossils. So right now, I'm gonna go check in with Doug to see how our fossil is being chipped away and see if it's ready for us to actually video so that you can see the final preservation of this fossil.
What'd you got?
Do you have the things?
For all that work on your fish, I'm sorry to report, but your fish is dead.
Wow! Look at that! Holy crap. You did an amazing job.
Well, thank you.
That is a piece of art where you can see his teeth.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And the little fin, and whatever that is.
That's stingray poop right there.
It is?
Yeah, it was just like that. I wouldn't have prepped it out. Like
No,
that.
no, I like it. Isn't that cool? And it's like a whole centerpiece.
yeah.
Oh boy, Dan's not gonna be happy.
Make room.
This is so cool. You are amazing.
Thank you.
That is fantastic. Wow. And look at how many people are having an amazing time. Those people that are uncovering those fish fossils, just like I've done today, they're the very first human beings that have ever seen them. And it's just It's awesome experience, and you guys are absolutely going to love this. Now, I've just been told Doug is going to go take me over to show me a stingray, and like the people have found them here. I guess in the past, or this season, they've found 6 stingrays. Like, I was keeping my fingers crossed for one. I don't think I'm gonna find one. I'm at the end of my day, and I'm getting pretty tired. My voice is about gone. I'm covered head to toe in dust, but I'm gonna go see what a stingray looks like before it gets split open or prepped, because I guess it's not fully exposed. So let's go check it out. Guys, we're gonna go see a legit stingray.
See it?
Oh wow, all the indents. That's line, goes all the way back.
Running through, and there's a horseshoe here, we call it a horseshoe, and then a horseshoe here. It's part of the body, and the ray will come right clear up here.
Oh, it gets that big?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. And so what's that? Just a fish?
That's just a fish. Yeah.
And then this is the same?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's the rarest one you have right there.
That guy.
The little guy, yeah.
You can barely see. That's hilarious. Okay, so we're gonna go saw these on trial saws. Ooh.
Do you think she got enough? I don't know.
Okay, there's a fish per rock. Oh, I know it's shaky.
They use dry tile saws at Fossil Lake Safari, and they're all powered by solar panels. Now, if you don't know how to use these, they will definitely help you use them. You don't have to do this on your own. But since I'm pretty adequate with a tile saw, I didn't have any problem. They also have Starlink that they let you log into. Otherwise, there's absolutely no service out there. There's also bathrooms, a washroom, and they have free coffee.
I don't know how far it goes back.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just like leave it, and I'm just gonna stack them there, I guess.
Keep going.
These are all of my fishies. Like, I got a lot of partial pieces, give them out to the Mineral Club.
As you can see, I have a lot of fish that definitely need some prep work, but that's what an air scribe is for. So I will be posting short videos of me prepping the fish.
This is a baby shrimp. Oh, the rock is cool. It's still wet. Wow. And so what were you saying? These are little antennas. Wow, that's amazing. So how does that clean up? Is it just like paper thin when you... Or...
About what you see is what you get with that.
Okay, so you just cut it out and call it good?
Pretty much.
Are those pretty rare?
Yeah, you don't get any shrimp.
Alright guys, I'm going to show you what HCl does to this limestone around a fish. And we're going to kind of do a little bit of an experiment to see if it dissolves the fish. Check this out. Look at that. Oh wow. There's a lot of clay in the limestone. See how it absorbs really, really quickly after it stops effervescing? Wow. And it's also eating a little bit of the iron out of the fish. While it's still there, let me get some water real quick. And dump water on it just to see what happens. Look at it. It completely almost destroys the fish. Look at that. So like acid etching around it could be possible. You would have to really, really highly dilute this and it might work. Otherwise, big no-no, I believe, to use this. I'm glad we tried this on something that is not going home. And I had permission to do so, so I'm not in trouble. Oh, but look at that line all the way around the fish of how it just eats out all of the calcite.
This is what a big slab of that contains what we refer to as the mud layer. If you see this brown line in here, it's kind of a, when you split, it's kind of a muddy layer and it runs across the entire quarry in the center. And it's one of several mass mortality layers in the quarry. So a piece like this, we're almost certainly going to have a number of fish on there. Just don't know what kinds, what density. Once we pull it out, we have to let it dry for several days before it will split well. So let's give it a shot and see if we can get this one to split and see what's inside.
So he's been letting it dry, he said, for about 2 days. So if he can't split it and it could hurt, we're not gonna.
Looks like it's gonna split.
Sweet. Like, this has been such an amazing trip to see so many of these fossils and all of these little fish that are inside of these layers. It's just a trip. This is like, it's a once in a lifetime type of thing. This is a bucket list-ish item for so many people, especially finding the croc tooth that I found today. Super rare. Very first thing I found. That's the 4th or 5th one this year. So this season, that is really awesome. Yeah, as long as the light's still blinking, right?
Yep. It's cracked.
Woo.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Spin it up.
And wow, look at this, guys.
Oh my gosh!
That is amazing. Look at the
Holy
little
cow.
pieces. That will be a pretty piece.
Oh
Check
my
that out.
gosh. Yeah, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's got a lot of fish on there.
That is amazing. Oh, look, this little fish is like all like twisted. There's poop. There's a squished or exploded fish.
And these are the mud layers, you said?
This is the mud layer, what we call the mud layer.
That is.
And the cool thing about this is if we let it dry even more and get in the right light, we are going to see more fish under the surface.
Oh,
Really?
There's probably twice as many fish on here as we can see now. We just don't see them right now.
look at that.
That's fantastic.
So this will end up, we'll prep the fish, we'll put a backing on that, a wall hanger, and that will be a cool, like, decorative.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Thank you for opening up one of these.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you had fun. I hope you learned something, and I hope you come visit this place. It's been amazing. The staff is excellent. Doug just finished this for me, and it is phenomenal. It is so incredibly cool. You all know that Dan is not going to be thrilled that I'm bringing home another gigantic rock, but we don't care. This is going to go right by the fireplace because it's freaking cool. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, Matt, so much. Here are our tools. You guys, this was fantastic. You have to come check it out. I can't tell you how much fun that we had and all of these people just having a blast. Matt, thank you so much for letting us come out. Yeah. This is, you guys, this is an open paid dig. They are open 7 days a week in May to September. I'll put the exact dates in the description. And again, whatever you find, you get to keep. And you are the very first person ever to see what you find. No one else has experienced that. You get to be the first person. So please come check this out.